Alright, I don't even know why I'm doing this video, but I just put in a Alpine 455U, the small brick amplifier. As you can see, I have the N-Tune radio. The problem really for me, my primary complaint is that it doesn't, the sound is so low. There are times when I'll be playing a song that has, say, a piano intro, and it's so low I can't even hear it. So I put this little brick amplifier in. I'll show you where I put it in a minute. In order to take this apart, you pull on this part, These are actually the hardest parts to actually do. Then you have this part, the climate control. That actually you can just pull out with your hands. Don't pull on the knobs, right? Don't pull on the knobs, but pull this part straight out. There's one plug for here. So now I have these three parts out. There are 4 bolts underneath here. Then you pull the radio back. There's a whole bunch of plugs. Okay, so hang on. Let me switch. So when I called Crutchfield about this amplifier, they said, "Oh no, we don't have a plug-in. There's no harness for it." But this is the Metra 1761. You see how this is the female part, right? It's got a female part. They also sell the male part, so you can actually make your own harness. This plug here, this small one, you notice it only has 4 wires, only the speaker wires. There is actually one more wire that you need to put in there. For some reason, the male part, there's a female, the male part comes with it, the female part doesn't. You can't see on the back. The 2 blue wires on the bottom of this, you can just undo those because Toyota doesn't use them. And I just use one of the blue wires and I put in here. The male part has the wire, the female part doesn't. But anyway, that's how to make a harness for this amplifier, because I did not want to cut into the stock harness. So you might be wondering, why didn't I just do a video of the install? Well, the truth is, it would have been about 5 hours of, gee, how long does this wire have to be? Where should I route the wires? I mean, seriously, I spent 3 days after work, you know, doing it, and most of it was I couldn't figure out where the heck to run the wires. I was thinking about running the wires down the side here and down, but underneath this kick panel is where the windshield washer for the rear window is, and I'm so phobic about having a water leak, I did not really want to run it there. So one of the other things I wanted to do, besides show you where I mounted my amplifier, is to tell you that right here is a pocket. To get this center console off, there's a small plug under here. You just unscrew the handle here. There's another plug right under here, but really this whole piece, you just grab it with your hands and lift up. It's just held on by clips, which leaves the armrest there. So I decided, after I couldn't even see the end, I mean, I could get about this far, but I could not get around the bend here. So I went down here. This pocket here actually pulls out with 2 screws. This little black piece down here, which I don't know if you can really see, but this medium part, just you lift up on it. There's no clips or anything. So then once you just pull that up, this is out already. You just pull this whole pocket forward and unplug these 2 pieces. So what I did is I ran the wires down here, the in and out for the speaker wires, because I'm using speaker level inputs, around here, and actually right here by the cup mount, there's actually a pocket. There's actually a dimple in the transmission tunnel, so that you can actually run wires down here super easy. I tried down here, that was kind of tight. I was going to put it under the carpet here. That was kind of a bad idea. I was going to run it under the kick panel, but I didn't want water. I didn't want to get into the water for the rear window wiper. So there is actually a pocket right here, which makes you wonder if maybe in the JBL equipped one that maybe there might be something under the seat. I thought it was way in the back. Anyway, so this is where I mounted it. I actually made a little cut in the carpet, and it just makes a loop up above, because one of the things I didn't want is this is the heater vent. I did not want the wires over in front of, and I didn't want that in front of the heater vents, so it goes around here and back up by the front. And actually, under here, there's actually a lip. So it comes down and I run it around here and back. Anyway, so what? So what's the takeaway? The takeaway is now, instead of having to use about 75% of the volume in order to actually get decent sound, I can run the volume at about 25%. Now, having said that, I know there are those of you who are like, well, why don't you change the head unit? I would like to get a navigation, a Kenwood or a Pioneer navigation equipped head unit, and that's like, you could spend between $600 and $1,000, like $600 and $900, whereas this little unit under there, I don't know if you probably can't see it, but that unit was $140. And for the most part, this has the built-in, I paid extra for the stupid Entune radio with built-in navigation, and it's not really that good. One more thing before I go is, now that it's amplified, you still will not get as much dynamic range as you would out of an aftermarket deck. This one, the highs are not really high, and it's really biased with mids and lows, so you don't really get good separation. I do have, in here, I have the Focal plug-and-play speakers, so you don't have to cut anything. You just screw them in and plug in the factory Toyota harness. There's a woofer there, a new tweeter up here, and in the back, which I don't know why I'm showing you this because you can only see the outside, but in here is a dual range. And then in the hatch behind, I have the stock Toyota speakers. So there's like 6 mid and low range and just the 2 tweeters in the dash. But really, it's much better than it was. I am pretty happy with it. So I just wanted to share that. This is a 2016 Toyota 4Runner. This is when I put the turn signals in the mirrors. One other thing is, if you have one of these, do you see that? It has a cartridge filter, and there's a little nub at the bottom that you take off, and you put this little plastic piece to drain the oil out of the oil filter housing. This I got from Amazon, and it's the stuff. It's so good. You take out that little plug, you push this in, and you can neatly drain your oil without having to make a mess, because the thing that comes with the stock part, the stock replacement oil filter, is messy and stupid.